Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the run so far. That is crazy. We've already got up to $800 today. You love to see it. And also, we hit the incentive for the extreme difficulty. Let's check that poll real quick and see if we're going to save Meryl or save the frames. And it looks like it is close. $30 for Meryl, $40 for Otacon. We're going to take just a few minutes, take a little break to set up, and we'll be right back with you. Just want to come in with a reminder. Did you guys know that Jake, some numbers, is heckin' sick? You know who else is sick? The Packle coming in with a $50 donation. 9-time watcher, first-time donator. I love Bam Margarine's Project 8. And in case you guys didn't see, coming up later, we have Tony Hawk's Project 8, and there is a poll for the player name. In first now is Bam Margarine, and in second place is Crunchy Brown. Everybody loves Crunchy, who I think couldn't really be here this weekend. Has a little bit of lot going on. Oh, never mind. Speaking of, the man, the myth, the legend himself. So for ego's sake and to boost our boy, if you do want to see Crunchy Brown shred it in Tony Hawk's Project 8, there is a poll for that. And without further ado, let's listen to a word from, well, what this charity is all about, Save the Children, and we'll be right into our run.
"100 years. That's how long caring people like you have been supporting Save the Children and changing lives. Our story began when our founder, Eglantine Jebb, fought to save children whose lives were devastated by war, a cause that became the first global movement for children. A true changemaker, she was the first to declare that every child has the right to grow up healthy, educated, and safe. For 100 years, we've been doing whatever it takes for children, every day and in times of crisis, in the US and around the world, changing the lives of over 1 billion children. Join us in our centennial year, because you too can change lives. One small act of generosity creates lasting change for children that ripples throughout their lives, transforming their futures and ours. Changing a life lasts a lifetime."
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, House in Theory. Nick, how are you feeling about the extreme run?
I'm very glad that it got met. So thank you to everyone who put forward to it. It's going to be a lot more interesting than very easy. I can guarantee you that.
Well, the floor is your guys's, so whenever you are ready, let us know. All right.
So I'm really glad to have House in Theory back. The whole crew is now here. So thank you chaps for joining me. Just going to make sure that that's still correct. Previous group, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure those are all good. All right. So again, rather than very easy, we're going to go with the complete opposite direction and go extreme. We're going to have the radar off, and we are not having game over if discovered. This is not. There's 2 categories for extreme. There is the eagle category and the big boss category. We are going eagle because big boss is a lot more tricky, and not really marathon friendly. Certainly not for me at the moment. Anyway, we're going to get started. Guys, do you want to count it down for me?
Sure. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, action.
Alrighty. So if you enjoyed watching Theory run Metal Gear Solid 2 and thought, I wonder what Metal Gear Solid 1 would have looked like if they'd used the same engine, well, welcome to Twin Snakes, because that's exactly what this is. Twin Snakes is the GameCube exclusive remake of MGS1. Yes, all those people online who keep crying out for MGS1 remakes, it's already been made. It's already been remade. It's right here. And just to show you that we're serious about that no big boss rank, we are doing lethal kills. We're gonna kill a couple of guards like immediately. Down here, there's not actually a lot to do. We take out these guards without them spotting me or hurting me, which is good. And now we just have to wait around. If we were on very easy, I'd be running around grabbing items like rations. We'd get the M9 straight away. On very easy, it's the only category where the M9 appears over here, right at the start. On the easy category, the M9 appears in one of these lockers. On every other category, the M9 appears elsewhere in the level. So we genuinely just now have to sit here and wait for the elevator to come down. There is nothing to do. It's a very slow start to the run.
Yeah, I'm an MGS1 runner, the original runner, and we have to do a lot of work here because in MGS Original, we want to get a lot of alerts here before we leave. Thankfully, in both cases here, if we have an alert, it's fine because the credits roll, and as long as the credits are rolling, the elevator won't be delayed, so it doesn't matter. Naturally, of course, we don't want to die here either, so taking out these guards on extreme is definitely wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we were going for big boss strats, we weren't killing anyone, we'd run over to these lockers and immediately hide in one and just wait out the entire section hiding in one of the lockers. But no, just take the guards out. Just going to wait for this guard to move out of the way, get on the elevator, and we're off.
Let's go.
Now the run can begin.
Heliport.
The good thing also is, versus the original if we were to play on console, skipping these codecs is not immediately. On PC we can just open and close them, but at least in TTS we don't have to manually mash forward them. Just like in MGS2, we just have a fast forward version, so it's at least a little bit wrist friendlier.
The only difference is this game waits for the image change before it continues the text in the codec. So
I'm going to cause that guard to come over here. I can then run around him, grab these chaff grenades, immediately throw one. It's going to take out the camera over here.
A surveillance camera?
And enter the vent.
There you go.
There you go. We also see Nick already switching his weapon on and off. He is also on previous, just like in MGS2, and this is only on TTS really useful. If we unequip and re-equip a weapon like this, it changes our animation, basically resets it, and actually has us move slightly faster.
Yeah, he's going to need to do this through these entire events so that the guards are in the right position when he comes out here in the tank hangar. Otherwise, timings are going to be off. And if this is on an awkward button, you can feel it. When I run this game, my button is this unequip is on an awkward button, and my hand gets cramped.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm running this on emulator rather than hardware. I am using a DualShock 4. Allows me to reassign some of the buttons because it's a bit awkward. I try and have it set up so that it's as close to MGS2 as possible. This is how I like it. And yeah, the emulator is not very good with using the left and right triggers to easily equip and unequip. So I actually have both of those set to L3 and R3. So yeah, as I was going through there, I was just mashing R3 as I move through there. See, if you're playing on hardware, then you've got to use a GameCube controller. You don't have a lot of choice.
You can use them on emulator, but you need an adapter that actually works with the emulator. There's only a handful of them, I believe, that actually officially work with it.
Yeah, if you had on Nintendo Switch the Super Mario Bros. Ultimate Edition, where you also had then that adapter, you could use this, because this is exactly what I'm using. You know, what's there already, nice GameCube controller with that as well.
You
Came
also
in handy.
see Nick as he's running about with Snake, just immediately like stop running and kind of hit a dead zone. That's just because this game has some weird inbuilt dead zones that you can't get rid of them. Like they're just baked into the game, and he'll just stop running for a second and then immediately start running again.
That item I just picked up was the M9. Extreme is the only difficulty where the M9 appears in this location. It is in various different locations, as I said. I talked about very easy and easy. On hard, we don't get it at all. On normal, I actually don't know because I haven't touched normal. I believe normal is the same as hard, so we don't go and grab it. We're getting ready for our first boss. It's not really a boss. Guard encounter. We just got to get through this without dying. Is the main aim of the game.
Good luck.
So I'm gonna let these two take over whilst I concentrate.
I figure go ahead.
So Nick's just going to be basically taking out these guards as fast as possible with the M9. Yeah. He's going to pick up the SOCOM now. Switch to it. Grab this ammo, hopefully before the cutscene starts.
There we go.
Not a bad start.
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
We swapped to the.
I'm not sure how many guards on Extreme it is. I know on hard it's 18 total, so it's probably the same or a little bit more.
Let's take these out with the headshots as well. I
And
leave
because
it.
it's
Leave
not
the.
going
Other,
to be bosses.
I always leave the other guard. Meryl always takes care of him, which is nice. And now we just set up over here. You can see Meryl's still dealing with that other guard. That's fine. The other guards have all spawned. We just take these guys out as they come over.
On the big boss, you would do this with the M9, or all of this with the M9, because you don't want to get kills.
Slight miss with that one, but made up for it.
Last set of guards.
Oh, good.
Yep, last set of guards come from this direction.
It's two more.
Yeah, ideally we want to get hard shots, so where their heart would be, but headshots work as well. Just headshots have them despawn a little bit slower because they go down to the ground.
But easier to hit, obviously.
Yeah. On extreme, I don't like risking for heart shots. If on very easy, I'll risk for heart shots because
Yeah.
on very easy you can take out a guard just by shooting them 3 times anywhere very quickly. On extreme, they are absolute bullet sponges. Only a headshot or a heart shot will take them out in one go, so it is a lot riskier.
He also needs to conserve ammo for later.
Indeed.
So,
The whole reason why I take the first 3 guards out with the M9 and then swap to the SOCOM is to conserve M9 ammo for later. Alright, gotta go and get some C4.
To the next boss, Ocelot. Ocelot in this version of the game, in the remake, is pretty trivial. Like a lot of bosses, to be honest, but Ocelot is...
crud.
Gotta go back.
Yep.
Nick actually planted that C4 a little short on there. There is a range, and you can plant on the very edge of that range and still blow the wall up. Nick was a little bit off.
There we go, that was better.
There we go. Yeah, the idea is that you explode the wall, but don't take the damage on your own, so you're good to go. And you guys probably know better about how many rations do we have on Extreme at most? If at all.
We have none until we get captured, at the very least. And then after that, we're always guaranteed 1. I will try and get 3.
There you go. As you can see, we are in first person. That's thanks to the MGS2 engine, and just shoot him 3 times in the head.
Shots. There we go.
Yeah, like Theory said, absolutely trivial. That fight is highly regarded as one of the worst changes to this game from the original. The original fight against Ocelot, you're playing cat and mouse, running around in circles. I mean, if you're speedrunning it, you just throw 2 grenades at him. But it's because of the grenade version. It's a very technical fight in MGS1. In this, it's just was not supposed to do that. Got to call Meryl.
No, we're gonna call 14015. There we go.
Cool, Meryl.
There we go.
Yeah, another change to the original. In the original, we cannot call her in this room because there's interference. But thankfully, in the remake, they made it like, nah, you can call her here, and also you can leave in the top, through the top door. Because really enough, in the original, you don't have the right level to just leave the original door as intended. But here in the remake, we finally can and just leave through this door.
I have to take a very specific route through this room because there's some guards that don't appear on other difficulties, and as you can see, they spot me. I have to take a bit of an awkward route through here. Oh, I got a nice fast elevator there.
Nice.
That's, always nice when that happens.
Very nice.
That's 2 now. Let's go.
All right, going to be doing a trick here called the laser skip.
Good luck.
This is actually a hard trick to learn, but once you get it down, you pretty much get used to the timing. Nick is going to take a roll here at a specific point to get through these lasers quick enough, and then he's going to take 2 of these out and then do another roll if he's quick enough. Yep, skip the last laser. There we go. You can, like a slower strat, but a safer strat is take the last 3 lasers out. But Nick's going for the fast one where as long as you're fast enough, you take 2 out and then roll the last one. But if you catch that at the wrong time, you'll trip the laser and then basically you'll just die. You have to take a continue.
Now it's time for
moving on to the tank fight. Yeah, good luck, because this is the basketball game all of a sudden. You wouldn't expect this from Metal Gear, but it is. So let's see what we do.
This is actually one of the most annoying fights in this game, because if it goes wrong fast.
You lose a lot of time for messing this up.
Yeah. So he's just going to hit 3 headshots here. Nice.
Very nice.
Chuck a chaff, pick up some other chaff, and then make his way back to shoot the next gunner. Do the same thing over again.
Nice.
So far, so good.
We're gonna walk around, give us a little bit more time before he has a turnaround. And there we go. Textbook.
That was really good.
As Nick said, if you miss time that at all, he'll go down and you lose a lot of time. The tank starts moving and it gets out of hand.
The auto aim does a lot of work for you, but yeah. And by the way, my comment was actually for the non-lethal version for Big Boss, where you have to chuck stun grenades into the tank. In the Eagle version, of course, we can just shoot the guy.
Yeah, the tank fight is pretty much the sole reason at the moment that I haven't touched Big Boss. I started learning Big Boss, got to the tank fight, and I was like, what? The non-lethal version of that fight is very RNG heavy. It's just not marathon safe for a start. The lethal version is a lot safer.
You actually saw Nick do a little glitch there as well at the beginning of this room. He used the unequip and re-equip weapon to get through a door the wrong way. He phased through the door. That is just a thing that happens. You can do this in MGS2. It's just part of the engine. There's no usable places in MGS2 where we do it, but you can do it to clip into vents and stuff and get out of bounds. The only thing I know that it's used for is TTS, and it's used to get through that door, and that's it.
Yeah, just that door. We don't use it in any other location in TTS.
It just allows us through the door, and it saves time.
Speaking of another thing we only do in TTS, and I guess in the original, is we can have a bit warp for saving Meryl or riding into the sunset with Autocon. And just as a little reminder, you can use your donations to decide if Nick has to mash or not. So choose wisely.
It's basically, how much do you like Nick?
Please pick Autocon. Because we're playing on extreme as well, the torture is more difficult.
Yep.
The torture does scale with difficulty as well. I put in quite a bit of practice just to be on the safe side to make sure I could actually do it. And I have got a backup save just in case anything goes wrong with it. But obviously we'll see what happens. All right, it's time for the Cyborg Ninja. Again, I'm gonna just let these guys explain whilst I concentrate on the fight.
Yep. Pretty much another trivial fight. Nick is basically just going to get the ninja and keep him in a loop by doing specific things here. So basically what he's going to do, he's going to alternate between a PPK and switch to the Nikita. The Nikita actually does extra damage, because in MGS2 you can swing the Nikita. And so, because this is the MGS2 engine, we can do it here. But what you found out is you can actually just punch, kick, switch on the kick, and the kick will actually take the Nikita damage instead of just swinging it. And then he's going to, after he does that, he's then going to switch to him, shoot him to get him to block the shot, and then just double punch him, and that keeps him in the loop. He just repeats that till about now, and then he's going to get him to phase change by just breaking the cycle. And then he's just basically going to roll into him, or punch, kick him, whatever.
He's got a little bit of health left. I'm going to PPK him just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. Some people roll in to equip the Nikia because that can do Nikia damage as well, but it's a little bit harder to time, so PTK will be safe. And that's
very nice.
That's
not too bad.
Yeah, even if you bring it down to 0%, you still have to go at least one more phase further.
Yeah, you have to switch him to phase 2 before you can end the fight. unfortunately. Clean fight. Kept the loop. But sometimes that loop's
Very
hard
nice.
to keep. He can get away from you sometimes.
Yep.
Well done. And I also have news from someone who I guess may not like you then. $50, putting us over $900 from Zero. And I'm sorry if I mispronounce this. Kieran? With the C? Good luck, Nick. And that is put towards Save Meryl.
Of course it is. Thanks, Zero.
What a champ.
We'll actually see if Nick goes for the RNG manipulation here. TTS has a little RNG manipulation here in the lab. You can shoot the Yoshi and the Mario on the desk here, and it manipulates the RNG. And he went for it. Okay, that's it. Nick's got good RNG for the rest of the run.
Wonderful.
If only that were true.
Yeah.
I love that they have a little GameCube and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's also GameCube on the boot screen.
On the original, it's a PSX. It's a PS1. It's a big one.
Yep.
So they changed it for the game, the remake.
Nice touch.
And yeah, as Hal said, that doesn't actually manipulate the RNG for anyone who may be
I mean,
wondering.
if you
It's just a
believe
thing.
in it, it can change the game.
Yeah, we all believe enough.
There is one big piece of RNG that I will be hoping for. So fingers crossed, Mario and Yoshi are looking over me.
There we go.
He's just got to get Meryl's attention here to spot him so he can continue.
Another difference with very easy and extreme. On very easy, we just shoot a couple of times. But there's another guard in the room that would hear those shots, and then he'd come and investigate, and we get an alert.
Yep.
So yeah, guards have super hearing, super sight, just everything. Everything is ramped up to 11 on extreme.
Speaking of super soldiers, we're moving on to Mantis. And if you were wondering, how am I going to do this? Because in the original we had to go to port 2 with controller. Yeah, the GameCube actually demands the same. You actually have to go through 4 ports or, just put it up in the last port. Thankfully, we're also playing the emulator version, so we actually bound all our controls to 2 controllers at once. We don't even need to change it.
Yep. We just bound port 4 and port 1 as a controller and played the entire game like that. Just for this fight alone.
Yeah.
Also, Nick PPK'd Meryl there with a gun equipped. If you do it without a gun equipped, she doesn't take enough damage to continue. So, you have to equip the gun then.
Alright, good crouch.
It's going for the setup. Yeah, couch setup.
Here's the thing with Mantis. He has a hitbox, like critical hitbox at his head. Fair enough. And also at his left leg. Or right leg from his side, of course. Nobody knows why, but yeah, we're gonna shoot this leg and give him the most damage. And hopefully, don't stare too long in first person.
Nice. You should have the face.
There we got it.
You got the punch. You should have enough damage. So Nick is trying to do enough damage here. That's why he went for the quick early shot at the start of the fight and a punch to do a phase skip here. So, yep, there we go. We saw it. He did it correctly. That basically just skips this entire Meryl scene here where you have to shoot her or shoot him to get her to knock out. And now he can just do the second one where he just has to stand on his tiptoes and do a quick headshot because Mantis should be right behind her. Very quick, easy shot, actually, to be honest. So, there we go. Ooh.
There just got him. It's all good.
Scary if you don't get that and Meryl just shoots herself in the head.
Yeah.
Another leg shot.
There we go. And he got the quick finish as well.
Sweet. Didn't even move over.
Nice.
On extreme, Mantis is the most technical boss. I've lost so much time in runs to Mantis, so for it to go that well in one of these, in fact, actually, I'm looking at Live Split. That was actually the fastest Mantis I've ever done on extreme.
Let's go.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
That was very clean, actually. Very clean.
Very clean, yes. And we're gonna ruin this nice pace by maybe mashing in order to save Meryl. So we're just getting up to the last boss quickly. We have 2 or 3 minutes, I think, left before we need to decide that bit war. Yeah, these dogs are very mean.
These dogs are very mean.
I guess we should say wolves. But yeah, they lunge at you, and they lunge at you from a long distance. So yeah, just have to be careful. Nick's actually going to do a little trick here. He's going to shoot Meryl to like basically stop her from being able to do anything, like enter the cutscene that's there, that's supposed to happen, and then roll into it and go through the door as quickly as possible. So skipping the mini cutscene where she says to Snake, "Oh, I thought you were good with dogs." And he managed to get it.
And if you're super lucky and you're NickRPGreen, you also get slapped by Meryl through the door.
Yeah.
So that happened in a tournament last year.
Yep, the only trick or thing in Twin Snakes that is named after me, and it's not even a speedrun strat.
Small swag thing, yeah.
Yeah, it actually costs time because you're stuck in a mini cutscene waiting for the slap Snake.
Yeah. We're now moving to the backtracking section. Thankfully, in TTS, a lot of quality of life things have been added versus the original. One of these things, besides these wolves being more aggressive, holy crap, is we don't need to go all the way back to the first building to grab the PSG-1, but actually we can grab the PSG-1T, the tranquilizer version, in this very same building, saving us a lot of time.
Those wolves, when Nick's exiting there on this side, back on this side, I've actually seen them lunge over the wall and they just soft lock. Like, it's really weird. They don't do anything, I don't think, when they're outside of it. For some reason, their programming just, if they're outside of their little area, they just stand there, I think. But it is funny. They can lunge higher than the actual, like, room allows them to. And just get caught out of bounds. But
quite crazy.
Yeah, you got to remember there's no dogs or animals of any kind in MGS2. So when it came to bringing the engine over to here, they then had to start, coding more stuff, and there's a couple of things that they they got a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
I have a quick change because last minute. Zero Kieran changed their mind. Another $45 to sway the vote. You are now saving Otacon.
Yes.
Okay.
Save the frames, indeed.
Save Nick's hands.
And your hands. Yeah.
And my hands. Yeah, no turbo in Twin Snakes.
Yeah, if this was 2, we'd be fine. Just hold that triangle button.
Now this is a buzzer beater, it looks like. Be sure, let us know when the poll has ended.
It's pretty much as I go through this door out of the caves. That is when the poll ends. So poll ends now.
All right, it's a save Otacon run then.
Thanks, folks. Thanks to everyone who donated. I'm very happy about this.
It's actually faster as well, so.
It is. I'm on PB pace as well, so.
Save the frames and get the PB.
Yeah, this is Sniper Wolf 1. She's pretty much RNG for like her movement. She can just hide sometimes, and she can hide for a long time as well. It's just, there's not much you can do about it. You just pretty much want to go for headshots, get her as fast as possible so she doesn't do that, and knock your aim off.
Yeah, she's very fast and very mean. But there we go, nice. During the walk, getting her. Quite good. I got her.
It's one of those fights, this and the second version of this fight, the next, like, just like Vamp in MGS2, there are two versions of this fight that happen in the game. It's kind of just like hit and miss. It's not often that you get like such a great boss fight. You pretty much either get an average or a rough one, but you make do with it.
Yep.
Right, as I hit the select button to submit to torture, I want to see everyone in chat type "Sorry Joe." Can we just get "Sorry Joe" from everyone, please? Sorry Joe.
No. Sorry Joe. Yeah, we got Joestar 316, a renowned Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes runner, and he really likes to save Meryl every time. And even in tournaments, he asked me like, "Hey, can we save Meryl?" And I'm, of course we can. So he's the only person who wants to save Meryl, and we gotta respect that. So at least we say sorry.
Yeah,
coming up now, we're trying to escape, and this will be very tricky. Fury, do you want to take over?
Yeah, so when Nick gains control out of this codec, he's going to lean up against the wall, and he's going to knock to make Johnny ask him to shut up and keep the noise down. But he's going to do it to stop Johnny from sneezing. Just like in the original, we do the same strat, and it stops him from sneezing, which actually just speeds him up, because he, instead of standing there and sneezing, he'll just continue to walk. past each point. So he just has to wait for this bit. You can't skip this. He always sneezes here and says his line. But once he starts moving, we can just knock before he gets to specific points. Oh yeah, I mean, do what we like Nick's doing here. Just spam knock it. It's fine.
There's a very funny difference between the original and this version, I think, and Nick also.
Yeah.
In TTS, he's calmed down much more. Like, hey, come on, dude, don't be like this. Be nice.
Yeah, he's very much.
It's just like, shut up in there.
Yeah, he's very much just sort of pleading in here, just like, oh come on, Snake, come on, please.
What are you doing?
Just be quiet, please. But yeah, as Hal said in the original, it is shut up.
Yeah, it does yell at you. I think there's also a lot more reverb on the audio.
There is, yeah.
Oh
yeah. There it is.
Yeah, and then
doing the thing.
That's also my second favourite line delivery of the entire game. The way he says my stomach. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Otacon going to turn up out of nowhere, just spawn in magically.
As if out of nowhere.
Yeah, I've tried to catch him on like the original one to see if you can actually see where he spawns in, but you can't. Like, I think he just spawns behind the door. So yeah, we'll just get a little cutscene that Nick's going to skip. Otacon's going to give us some catch up. Because highly trained genome soldiers can't tell the difference between blood and ketchup, so they think Snake's dead. He's going to think Snake's dead. And then Nick's going to attempt probably the hardest trick in this game. Maybe he could do a safe. He could do a safe version, which is much easier. But he's going to attempt pretty much the prison roll or a safe version of said trick. And basically, he's going to either double bump Johnny and then roll for his gear, and he has to hit it on the exact like frame and hitbox of that item pickup to get it, or he's just going to throw him, leave the room, and come back, which is the safe version.
Oh, double bump.
Yes!
And he got it. He got the double bump. Yes, very nice. Nick made that look easy, but I can tell you now, that is the hardest trick in the game. Like, hitting that box, the amount of times you can roll to that box, think you're going to land on it, and the game's just like, nope, you didn't touch it. The hitbox pickup for that little spinning box there is so small. You have to be right on it at the perfect like line. So
if you
very good.
If you miss that even by an inch, you can have it where the Snake's leg is just moving through the box. But
and
you
it's
haven't
very
actually
key
got it.
because it's actually going to skip an upcoming set of cutscenes and codecs when Nick makes it back to the tower. Because the game's flags haven't actually progressed to the point they need to be, the game still thinks that Nick is in the medical room, like in the torture room being trapped. So it's not going to play a bunch of codecs or cutscenes when it's supposed to. I think Nick's taking a
Speaking of genome soldiers, they can see you through the snowstorm, but no differentiation between blood and ketchup.
Nick's taking a safe route here. You could chuck a chaff and take like a more risky route, but it's pretty good to just take the safe route. And
Which I am going to do here.
There we go.
Coming back through, Nick's going to do pretty much the normal strat you would do on most other difficulties here. So he's just going to run it, and he's popped the chaff so that the radio call's going to be good. Because if they call for an alert here, this room's going to be locked down and filled with poison gas, and it's once again another continue. You just die. There's nothing you can do. Can't escape.
Well done so far.
Yeah, that saves.
I say can't escape, but
That saves about 7 seconds through just going through the same version that I did in the first one. You can throw a chaff grenade in the first time you go through that room. But you still have to run and grab the chaff grenades that are in the corner. So I tend to play it safe and just go for the other version, and then just do that one on the way through here. The important thing is one of the next things I'm going to be doing is called the tower climb, and it requires you to be at nearly full health. I've taken a slight bit of health damage, which is absolutely fine. But we want to try and get through the tower climb without having to use our one and only guaranteed ration.
Yeah. Thankfully, though, we have the handkerchief here from Wolf, so these wolves actually leave us alone.
Finally, no more London.
Finally. There's also another thing that's going to happen next before we enter the tower. Actually, we're going to quickly change discs because you know the size of these discs for the GameCube. They're a little bit smaller, and the game actually has like sort of around the halfway point now. Also, the disc swap instead of later after the second wolf fight.
Also, the point I just walked over there, where the camera shifted to this view, if I'd not done the prison roll correctly, we'd have stopped, had a codec call and a cutscene. Altogether, prison roll saves about 40 to 50 seconds.
Yep.
Nick's just going to swap discs now. There we go. Also, it's actually, like, you have to learn how to swap discs at the right time. You do lose time there if you take too long to swap discs. The IGT is running.
Continuous.
So you do have to time it right and learn how to be quick at swapping discs. You can't swap too quick either, otherwise the emulator just like stops, or I think it crashes, doesn't it? Or just
I think it crashes even,
yeah. So you just have to learn. It's another strat to the speedrun, swapping discs.
Yeah, I lost one run to trying to skip too early, and never did it again.
Yeah.
Speaking of skipping early, if you heard the Boba skip last year in Metal Gear Solid, sadly that one is not applicable here. In the original, we found out last year, thanks to Boba, a Twitch streamer, just casually playing the game, we can actually get a hitbox set through the door and then load the next level. Sadly, the same logic does not apply here for the remake. We wish that would be possible.
Yeah. But Snake does fly up these stairs in comparison to any other game where you walk upstairs. Like TTS Snake just skips up them. Look at that.
Look at
it. Leg muscles. Leg muscles. Snake definitely did not skip leg day.
He got them calves going. There's one more coming up. Or two? Yeah, two actually. I think one last. Yeah. So you can see why we were very happy skipping this tower, at least in the original. Oh, we're fine. We're bleeding, but we're fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. You can't actually die from bleeding.
Oh god.
I'm gonna equip it just in case.
Put it on for safety.
Equip its ration just in case.
Yeah, I needed it.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. Smart choice.
I made a mess early on of that.
Fair enough.
No, he's just going to take a brisk walk over to the other tower. No problem.
Yeah, I'm just currently walking over there. No problem.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, one day someone will find some sort of Boba skip equivalent in Twin Snakes, and then maybe they'll make a T-shirt out of that one as well.
Yeah. So actually we got interrupted here and we got to do the tower climb back down. That's why we grabbed the rope earlier. A little bit of a spoiler with this, but whatever. And tower A, we just go down here and hopefully don't go too far, because there's a little glitch at the end that we can hit and we instantly move to the end.
Yeah, tower climb is one portion of the game which is identical on every difficulty.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thankfully we get a full heal as well for this segment, so we actually have full back. Which is another reason why we were a little bit sad that we had to use the ration here. Oh,
nice.
That's fine.
Got a little bit stuck there.
Alright, here's the RNG moment.
Yeah, we can get rations from these guards that are across this little walkway, but you know, it's a little bit of RNG sadly, so let's hope we get lucky.
All three of these guards have a chance to drop a ration.
Come on guys, be nice.
One. Please two.
Hey.
I got one.
Oh.
Better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's just a shame that I did have to use a ration during the tower climb. It just means I need to be very careful.
Also, they throw you off there a little bit. When you enter that little room to grab the stinger, if I'm not mistaken, on the original, those boxes are flipped. The stinger is top and the ammo is bottom.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, they flip the boxes and it throws you off, especially if you're an MGS1 runner.
Yeah, you gotta do a little...
The boxes flip, yeah. You have to go bottom box and then top. Also, you saw that Nick had to run down to this little broken part of the stairs there. In TTS, they actually made it look properly. In the original one, Snake gets there and it's like 2 feet off the ground and he can't jump. He can't drop down 2 feet. The game, for whatever reason, like makes it look like it's 2 feet off the ground. But in TTS, they fixed it. It actually looks like he's 6 stories up, and it would probably break his legs or potentially die if he fell.
Yeah, the original is like, come on, dude, it's a calculated risk. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, TTS, it's actually deep.
Now he's just doing the other tower climb. He's just chucking chaps at certain points, and so it can knock these gun cameras out, so he doesn't get stopped and shot by them.
Yeah, sending them to the disco.
Yep. Chaff grenades, right?
Yeah, well,
I'm
you
not
can
sure how
also...
these cameras actually work, because there's jamming in this tower already, so I'm not sure how they work, but...
Yeah. I think that's actually the close spaces rule. If it's jamming or if it's a very close space, it doesn't work. So I guess the second one applies here.
Probably.
Yeah. You can also see there's a little of movement check. If we are high enough... Oh my god, that was a weird free frame. Anyway, if we're high enough, we can do a little roll forward and actually not take all the steps. Because if we rolling normally is slower compared to regular walking. But, you know, rolling saves actually time again if we are going up these stairs.
That was certainly a unique freeze frame there.
That looked painful.
Hit golf and dive.
Yeah, it's a really weird animation that always plays when Snake has used his last grenade. It's very weird.
Here comes the hind.
Yes, the hind fight. This fight is really good on TTS because, as you can see, Nick can see his screen perfectly fine. Like, can you guys not see the hind? I can see it clear as day.
I think I can spot it somewhere. Yeah, there's a few things that are different to MGS2 even. The stinger that we use right now sort of got debuffed. At least we speedrunners constantly complain about it because the lock-on really is not good. Sometimes it can just quickly dequip or it doesn't even really align. Like with this time here, we can see it's locking on quite well.
Honestly, we complain, but it really is like worse in comparison to the actual MGS2 stinger.
It really is, yeah.
You can be locked on and it's still sometimes just...
Yeah. Moving over to the second half, here's another thing that we do see. In the second half, the height is dropping down below the building. On very easy, if it goes down, you can take a random amount of time. It can be very long, like costing you PB pace and stuff. On extreme, at least, while he hits harder, he also stays down way less.
You see.
So he actually comes up way quicker.
And Nick has no radar on extreme, so he's got to visually look for him.
Completely lost where he was. Got him.
Oh, right. Nice hit, one he div. Dove.
Yeah, with a radar, you can see where he is. You just have a big red bar on the radar, but obviously, no radar, you have to physically keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
And as Hal said, on VE, he can spend a lot of time underneath the tower where you can't shoot him. Usually on the higher difficulties, he tends to come up pretty quick.
There we go, yeah, look at that. This is super fast compared to very easy.
You can get a fast one on very easy. It's just RNG.
It's super unlikely, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often.
And so far it's looking quite okay. He's just diving up and down, not shooting us too much. So hopefully we can preserve that ration just for security.
Another 2 shots here. We should be done.
Yeah. Very nice. Send him to hell, boss. Come on. Ah! Yeah, look at him going down. It's super fast. It's insane. But he also comes back up again quickly. Oh,
there you go.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah, on the lower difficulties, you can get an extra shot in before he goes down. It's a free aim shot. Pretty much just shoot and hope. It can get in, but
very RNG fight.
This is usually the fight that everybody, like, a lot of like newer runners lose a lot of time on, just learning how to deal with this fight.
It's actually more technical on VE because he stays up longer and you can get 2 shots off. It is actually a lot more technical on VE to get a really good time. It's a lot more RNG dependent on extreme. And the main thing coming out of that fight is I didn't have to use my ration. The longer I can hold off using that ration, the better.
Definitely went better than Tower A.
Yeah.
Now the descend. Nick is going to equip grenades here, and he's going to cook a grenade and then throw it at a correct point, and it should blow up the cameras from.
Just like that.
There we go.
Very nice.
Gotta do that 4 times.
Also, the beauty of this, you just hold one direction, and Snake will turn when the camera turns. So you don't have to do anything here.
We also do this in the original as well.
Yeah.
Unless we're on PC, because there's Godmon, but we don't talk about that right now. There we go.
Nick's making this look easy, but this timing and this throw is very hard to land on the camera.
It's not as easy, yes.
It's actually quite rare for me to get all 4 of them correct. I usually mess up at least one of them. So yeah, it's nice when that happens.
That was a decent descent. I've been waiting since the top for this.
On to, I guess, another mini boss fight. It's not really a boss fight, but...
The 4 horsemen, yes.
Yeah. On lower difficulties, you would just walk in here, and Nick would have a spare C4 on him. But on extreme, you can't use it. Basically, you would just plant the C4 as soon as you gained control in the fight, and then it'd detonate it, and it would kill all of them. But on extreme, obviously, guards have a lot more HP, so that doesn't work.
Too late, Snake. Now die!
There you go.
Try and go for headshots, basically.
Little
Got
bit
him.
messy to start with, but I didn't get punched by one of them. It's actually really easy for at the start of the fight. If you take the first 2 guards out, the third one will just walk over to you, punch you, and knock you to the floor. So yeah, I actually didn't lose that much time on that fight just because I avoided that punch.
Very good indeed.
So you might have noticed Nick equipped the Stinger before that cutscene played, where Snake's sighs of relief. Similar to MGS2 when I was doing it, is he's setting up his menus so that he has a weapon that he wants on previous. So when he enters this room here, and he enters the Wolf 2 fight, Stinger will be on previous. And so he can equip that and then go to a PSG one and have both of them. And he can switch between them when he needs.
All right, Sniper Wolf.
Just saves time.
So encounter, thankfully, we can just stand here on this ammo box and we just gonna sniper again with the PSG-1T. See if we're lucky on the move. Ideally, we get lots of headshots. She has this waiting moment here, but as we know also on extreme difficulty, she is really quickly on retaliating. In the second fight, she also runs around a lot. But at least you can see her easier, and also, thanks to the Betasmin, you don't sway. On the original, you sway around a lot, so it makes it even harder there.
Yeah. She's she can juke you pretty hard, like she did there to Nick. She was running and then all of a sudden she just 180 turns. 180 turns.
Nice.
Right.
That's not bad. That's
Good
not bad.
fight. Yeah,
that was a
we take that.
She can once and then, like similar to the tank fight, she can't this fight can get out of hand where she could just keep juking you or sitting behind
13. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it safe and get more PSG-1T ammo.
Fair enough.
So the next boss fight that's coming up is Raven. Raven can go a little sideways. Literally, he goes sideways, and that causes problems.
Yeah.
And we need a certain amount of PSG-1T ammo to do it. I believe it's 11. So if I've got like anything, if I've got nowhere near 11, then I'll grab spare because there's chances I'll miss shots and things like that. So luckily, there is one set of PSG-1T ammo that I can grab. Loses about 5 seconds grabbing it, but let's play this safe, marathon safety and all that.
Absolutely.
And
There's another thing that we also saw. We dropped down the ledge. That's only possible thanks to the MGS2 engine. And another good thing, we also got damage whilst going down into the crouch and stop the animation as well. So a little bit of a damage boost, if you want to say it like that.
Okay, it's the same. About
knowing your backups is very important.
Oh yeah.
about 5 seconds lost grabbing that.
Fair enough, I would say.
There's a good example of Nick talking about earlier with how much bullets guards can take. Nick just emptied an entire mag to kill a guard.
Yeah.
Like he said, on VE, that would take 3 shots and they'd be dead. It took him a whole mag of like 15 rounds to kill that guard. So that's why you go for headshots or heart shots.
You'll also notice that the amount of health I've got now is the amount of health we'll go into Raven with, which is why it's really important I have the ration. If all goes well, I shouldn't need to use it because Raven can't hit me. But if it doesn't go well, then means I've got no rations for Rex, which gets a little awkward.
I believe in you, Nick.
Yeah,
Believe in the heart of the cards.
exactly.
Again, Extreme is the only version where we have to fight Raven with the PSG-1T. In all others, we would just tank with rations and use the Stinger. But we can't do that because we don't have the rations to tank him with. And he does not stop shooting in Extreme. So we have to do it this way instead. So
Raven move down to the right corner and basically just lie down. And if we have the right distance to him, he does not even hit us really. And that's actually good for us. As you can see, the bullets spray, but you know, we just retaliate better. The scream is amazing.
And
Nice.
he didn't move. You saw that he'd moved over to the right slightly. Sometimes, and it's all down to your exact position where you lie down. Raven will, instead of just moving to the right slightly and then carrying on shooting you, he will move to the right and he will just run off. And you then have to set up in a secondary location, and that's where you start taking damage. Luckily, that time he just moved to the right slightly. I just had to adjust, and yeah, that was a great fight. It was actually the fastest Raven I've ever done as well.
Gold. Love to hear it. Yeah, I think even on hard you have like 4 rations, if I remember correctly, or something like that. So we can literally just tank us in front of him. But Extreme does away with all of that. So yep, there we need different strats.
Yeah,
and welcome to the first visit. Sorry, yeah.
I was going to say, in preparation for this, I learned both hard and extreme, and hard didn't pose too much of a challenge because you've got so many rations and you just chug them. Hard is basically very easy with more rations and no M9, whereas extreme is a completely different beast, and there's a lot of fun as a result.
Yeah, the difficulty ramps up quite differently compared to the original. In the original, we have, I think, easy 4 rations or 5 even at most, and then it gets 1 less every difficulty increasement. And then here in hard, you still have 4, so...
Nick just took those autocon calls there because he'll actually call you at specific points, but he took them there because it allows you to like set up the room.
Oh, still got him, let's go.
It's quite difficult to... You can knock him down. You can knock him down without him kicking you, but it's very, very tight.
We're gonna take out all these guys.
Okay. If he took them out lethally, one of them would hear the gunshot.
Yeah.
Just now means
we don't want an alert here.
Just now means that all of these guards are now taken care of for the rest of the time we're in here. They won't wake up before I finish.
Yeah, because technically we're not leaving this room compared to the original, you know, where we have to change the power key by visiting the warehouse or the blast furnace. Here in TTS, another quality of life update, we can just stay in this exact room because there's a hot and a cold pipe that we can shoot. But before that, we have to retrieve it, so let's see how that works out.
Oh yeah, Nick was going the, I
was gonna say... Sorry, I didn't want to confuse you.
You got the grab as well. That little wire that Snake grabs, there's actually 1 frame that isn't the wrong frame that you grab that little rope that you grabbed onto. If you happen to just press the grip button or the grab button on that 1 wrong frame out of however many frames there are, Snake will just miss the grab and kill himself. He will just fall to the floor and
instant death
and just die.
My PB has that death.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
It's a specific frame. And there's no way to kind of like gauge it. You pretty much just grab.
You have to wing it.
Hope that he grabs. I've actually I've done it once in practice. I've missed the grab.
Trust me, guys, it's very painful, especially if you're in a race.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take care of this 1 camera because this would always spot us, and just inserting now the power key sequence. Yeah, you should be having a good time save now that you don't have this death, sorry. But there's still a few more drops coming, so let's not talk too early. Still a little bit of a risk.
True. You can actually get the wrong frame on all of them, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. Because for these hot and cold pipes, as I said earlier, we also got to drop down the 1 floor. Yeah, and if you miss it, you know, you die also there. But, I mean, you can do this, Nick. You're an experienced runner.
The hard bit is grabbing
the first one.
Is grabbing that rope.
Yeah, because it's a long drop in comparison to this. Oh,
there we go. Yeah, for some reason, the game allows you to start dropping from a ledge and then immediately grab the same ledge. But the thing is, if I
never mind,
the rope that's underneath that I grabbed, if I don't grab it, it won't kill Snake. He'll just take a bunch of damage, and whatever health I'm at the end of this section is how much health I go into the fight against Metal Gear Rex with. So I really don't want to take any more damage. If I can do this without having to use a ration, then that's absolutely fantastic, and that's what I'm aiming for. So yeah, grabbing that rope is actually, it can be quite tricky. On VE, every time you start a new boss, you get full health back anyway, and it is someone timed it, and missing the rope and letting Snake do Snake does like a little animation where he hurts his leg, and it pauses for a second. Missing the rope and playing out that animation is like a tenth of a second faster than grabbing the rope. That is the length MGS runners will go to find time saves.
Yeah, I think on every other difficulty, you just drop and take the damage because you have rations to eat through. We'll get a codec call here. We'll get a couple of codec calls on the way back up. Yeah.
So these codec calls you'd usually take on the elevator going back up from the blast furnace, but obviously they put them in different locations here because obviously we didn't go all the way back there.
Neat. Well, right here, guys. Thanks so much for having us here. This is the end of the Metal Gear block for us. We just seen Metal Gear, the original from 1987. Then we had Metal Solid 2 Substance from 2002. And now also from 2004, Metal Gear Solid the Twin Snakes.
We are
there we go.
Coming towards the end. Also, oh, what's that?
Oh, Jesus!
I accidentally just caught a button. I should ask now. Actually, how are we doing for time? Only because I'm not locally recording this, and if this is a PB, it's going to be a pretty hefty one, and we need to see the credits play out. If not, it's not a problem. But yeah. I can speed up the credits because we're on the because we're on Emulator. We can disable the frame rate. Luckily, the credits don't count towards the IGT, so there's a certain point in the game where we then go, right, we can start speeding things up. So the credits actually don't take that long in Twin Snakes.
I was going to say it's like 3 to 4 minutes extra, and we are quite ahead of schedule, so if we're good to go, we'd love to see that score screen.
Absolutely. Plus, if we happen to see a PB in here, that would be extremely hype, so I'm going to say yes, we're watching some credits.
Thanks.
Let's go!
Nice. So this is a Rex fight. 2 phases. This is the first phase. You just wail on his radome here on the sides. Nick's actually standing in a specific position to avoid like damage from rockets, and so he doesn't get attacked by the cutting laser that Rex has underneath its legs. He's only taking damage from the machine guns, as you can see. And in phase 2, it's pretty much the same. You just don't move. You stand in the spot that you spawn in, and you just wail on Liquid.
And if you
you can't skip this.
If you watch my own health bar throughout this fight, you'll see why I've been so keen to keep a ration up until this point. This is the very last time. If I use a ration here and I've got no rations left after this, I don't care. I'm done. But yeah, I've had a lot of times where I've come into here and I've got no rations left and Rex has gone. You have to start moving out of the way and stuff, and that gives the opportunity for the Stinger to start playing up and not lock on properly. So just having a ration and just being able to tank this fight, coming into the fight with full health, it's just makes it so much easier.
Second place, don't move at all, and there we go.
And here we go. I've actually got the lock. So you can see that for some reason the Stinger is now automatically aiming elsewhere. I'm nowhere near it, so unfortunately it just means that I just have to play it out. I just have to wait for the Stinger to lock on again. But as I've got the ration, I'm fine.
Yeah. Usually we just
there we
send
go.
it early. Yeah, as we can see, CJitsallGewd
Normally
will always lock down.
you would shoot it just the frame before the track would come back up, and you could just get a free shot. But yeah, unfortunately, Nick got the weird thing where it just decides to lock onto another box.
As it happens, still didn't need the ration.
Nice.
So yeah, if it hadn't been for Tower A climb going a bit messy, this would have been a rationless run.
Now to Liquid. Yeah, you're probably going to go for the lottery roll, because why not? There's a trick you can do here when Nick's going to set Liquid up into a specific spot.
Yeah, wasn't quite.
You get him in a corner, and then he's going to set up to do what we call the lottery roll, where you roll into Liquid, and you kind of... Yeah,
Nice.
I got a little one.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
And he gets stuck and just takes mass damage in the corner, but... Yeah.
That's a great start. It's not ideal, but definitely great. We love to see that.
Yeah. You can't get a full, like you can't take his entire health bar out, as far as I know, but you can get big ones that take him down to very little HP. And then Nick's just going to do this, where he's just going to keep circling and punching him. He's got to move him off. Sorry, through him to move him away from the edge, because if he keeps punching him, you will just punch him off the edge and that'll waste time.
Yeah, but thankfully in the right side there's a wall, so it won't fall down there.
I also think there is a Liquid Infinite, right? But it's just harder to do.
Sort
It's one
of, yeah.
It's one bit of damage.
Oh, we just 1 HP left. Come on, dude.
There we go.
There we go. GG. Very nice.
But I will say, this Liquid fight version on the remake is easier than the first one.
Oh yeah.
The OG one. Liquid Infinite
Do you mean?
is much harder. I just find it much harder. This one's pretty easy, even with lottery roll like not going that well.
Is my favourite line of
easier.
dialogue.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, a surveillance camera.
I don't know what it is. It's just the way Otacon,
Surveillance camera.
the way Otacon goes. Uh-oh. I always joke with B-Man on my streams, and we always just go into Scooby-Doo mode. So yeah, thank you to everyone who donated for the Otacon ending, because if we'd had the Meryl ending, we wouldn't have had that. Ow! He shot me.
Damn it.
All right, so this is
We're getting ready for the escape. There we go.
this is the finale.
This plays out the same as the original one. It's set up
Pretty
to shoot
much.
guards in a specific order, or barrels in this case, in a specific order, and then shoot Liquid. So we've got 2 checkpoints here. Nick's just lining his gun up so that when Otacon does the handbrake turn, he should be in line to hit where it needs to hit, or at least close to it. Gonna destroy these 2 barrels as quickly as possible.
Very RNG here as to if you get shot, which direction Snake moves in when he gets shot. So you can have very fast ones, but it's, as I say, it's all luck dependent.
And he's going to shoot this 1 barrel and then shoot the guard in this next one, because the barrel was too far away. So it's really worth it.
Yeah, on big boss rank, shooting the barrels doesn't count as a kill, because it was the environment that killed them, not Snake. So for that very final guard, you have to shoot him so that he moves over to the other barrel and then shoot the barrel.
Now onto Liquids. Yeah, you can shoot those lights out on the front of his Jeep. They are quite blinding sometimes, so you can throw your aim off a little bit. But Nick's a veteran.
Absolutely. Also, guys, we are getting close to the end of this Metal Gear blog. If you want to do us a favor, how about we raise that donation timer up to $1,000? We're $40 short. So let's save the children, get an awesome new goal here, and also let's enjoy some Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes' final moments. Just moving out of the tunnels here, we're now getting to the next phase. And you think this is on a timer or anything? That's not quite correct. There is actually a health bar that we cannot see, and we have to shoot Liquid a certain number of times to bring into the final of this whole sequence.
His hitboxes, just like the original one, are a little bit off in this section.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you're like on him and it just doesn't hit him.
There's following this fight, there's going to be a couple of cutscenes and a codec call. Time will be when like some text about nuclear weapons in the real world appears on the screen. It's been a little bit awkward at the end. One more shot.
A bit, yeah.
There we are.
Nice.
So
Right, it's not time yet.
I've just got to
Wait for a
skip
second.
through these. Wait for it.
The suspense.
Wait for it.
Wait for
Skip
it.
through this one. Skip through this one. That's the last cutscene. And time.
GG.
There we go.
That is
Huge GGs.
by the IGT. That is it's 57:38 dead on. Just one
Nice.
split second quicker, and it would have been 57:37.
Wow.
But yeah, that is a PB by nearly a minute.
Oh wow, that is
Very nice.
huge! Congratulations.
Nice. And that and marathon. Let's go.
Cool. So I will now just all I do is just hold the tab key, and it does just speed
There
up
we
the
go.
credits. But as I say,
We get
because
to
the IGT isn't running during the credits, so we just use this to speed this last little bit up. But also this gives me a good opportunity to sort of close out, and thank you to everyone who donated for the Extreme run. I'm really happy that I was able to showcase Extreme rather than Very Easy. It's a much more interesting run. B, even more happy that I've got a PB now to share and get on the leaderboard, so that's great as well. And yeah, thank you to Theory and House for co-commentating. I hope everyone has enjoyed this Metal Gear block. If you're a fan of Metal Gear and you want to get into speedrunning Metal Gear games, then please check out the Metal Gear speedrunning community. Go to metalgearspeedrunners.com. You'll find links there to our Twitter, Discord server, and there's plenty of people there who'll help you. They'll help you learn any game in the series you want. House is there. He'll teach you Metal Gear. Theory will do a good job teaching you MGS2. I'll teach you this. But any other games in the series, we got runners ready to get more people into them, so please check it out. It's a fantastic community. Yeah, we all just love playing Metal Gear.
Yeah. And we get to
Absolutely.
listen to the most cursed version of this song. High frame rate.
It's definitely, I think, VOD safe because this track actually, has copyright issues. But thanks to forwarding, and us talking over it, it'll be fine.
I believe as well on that final cutscene where you see Otacon and Snake walk down. With Otacon, he just slides down the mountain. Like there's a glitch in his AI. And he just walks straight off the edge and falls down.
Just zooming down there.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic night to watch. Let's look ahead a little bit. Who's next? I think there's a cool skateboard game that is Tony Hawk's Project 8 with 80% and the pack also. Stay tuned after this run.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate everybody from the Metal Gear speedrun community for you guys coming out thick. It's always a pleasure. I enjoy the Metal Gear runs. And yeah, coming up on our schedule next, we do have, and I'm double checking how it went, but Tony Hawk's Project 8. And it looks like our skater's name is going to be Bam Margarine. A little bit of Bam Margera joke there.
Nice.
A little bit of butter.
Love it.
And we also have a target coming up later today. One of the Speed Docs family. We have Dayman doing Wheel of Fortune. I believe, yes, the N64 version. And so our next big target for the day is to do the bonus round. Could he win a 1995 Honda Civic? I don't know. We're going to see.
There we go. There is
we go.
the score screen, 57:38. So that's a new PB for me. So thank you for letting me play out the credits so that I can actually submit this run. So yeah, thanks very much. Thank you so much for having me. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of Speed Docs. Please, hit that donate button, get some more of these incentives met, and raise some money for Save the Children. It's a fantastic cause. So please enjoy.
Which, by the way, we just hit the $1,000 mark. Let's go.
Wow.
Just at the end with Metal Gear.
Well done. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you again to
Amazing.
Zero, Kieran, and Berserk Brandy. You guys killed it. And I mean, everybody donating during this block. It's been wonderful.
Good job, folks.
Thank you so much.
Now, again, appreciate you guys. I think we're going to move on over to a little intermission while we set up the next run. I hope you all have a good day.
Bye.
Thanks.